Thank you, Obi Will Kenobi, for these comments here, and here. I thought I'd show you the decency of actually responding to you by way of video, since you took the monumental effort of pulling out your office chair and then sitting on the seat and then turning on the computer and then going onto your keyboard and flexing your fingers enough to actually type on the keyboard the comments that you left here. Mate, this was the least that I could do. But honestly, mate, I think you make some good points, and usually when people do troll my social media accounts, I don't respond, but you have made some valid points, and it is something I do want to directly answer. The problem that Obi was having is, have I been able to get people out of a drug driving or maybe even a drink driving incident where they have tested positive? There's a lab test which shows a positive reading. Yes, my friend, I actually have. But I have made videos and I have not lied to my public about the notorious difficulty of doing so. You must essentially understand that police are a procedural body. They are good at procedure. They must follow a procedure because when they do so, they ensure the evidence is collected appropriately so that it can be sent off to the prosecutors and so the matter can be prosecuted effectively and successfully. Now, a lot of the times people like me step in to see if this procedure has actually been conducted properly. You can go on my website, for instance, and read an article on a very successful incident where I've had a man who was tested for alcohol, but he was never seen to be driving, and he had apparently left the scene of an accident. Tested positive, lab reading came in, but the problem was that they could never establish that he was the driver. They could never establish that he was driving within the 3 hours prior. They couldn't establish that he hadn't had more alcohol after the incident. There's a lot of things that the police actually need to make sure either did or did not happen so that that lab test can successfully be proven in evidence. In the ad, I actually state on a general level, drink driving, drug driving, traffic offenses. There are multiple avenues that you can take. We can help you avoid you lose your license for certain things. We can help you avoid harsh penalties for certain things. Now, it's not necessarily that I'm telling the public that I can certainly help you avoid losing your license for drink driving. That would be misleading, and I can understand your concern. So here's what I then put to you. If you were in this kind of situation, would you not then take advantage of the opportunity to speak to a lawyer and then to see whether you have a leg to stand on, whether the evidence could be contested? I mean, it's not necessarily the case that if you do have a positive drug test or a breath test that you have to go down and assume responsibility. God forbid, OB, that you were in this kind of situation. Would you not explore every single possibility that you could to get yourself out of it, especially if you feel like you're hard done by? That's exactly what we're here for. We're here for the people that feel like they're hard done by, the people who don't want to lose their license for 12 months because of one fateful incident that was a bit dubious, that maybe they can't remember, that maybe the police slipped up on. Explore the options. What do you got to lose?